Greetings, people who really like this, the accordion. Today I'm presenting a song called I'll Be Home for Christmas. That gives you 7 weeks to practice it. It first came out in 1943. Bing Crosby sang it. It's a beautiful song, and it's kind of an easy song. And I'll show you how to play the chords. And I wanted to apologize in my last video. It was really sloppy. I did the libertango thing, but I don't teach the right hand well. So keep in mind that I kind of focus on the chords, the left hand, and just trying to have fun. That's all. So the first 4 measures are these, right? So we have a C chord button with an E counterbass, an A diminished chord button with an E-flat bass, an F chord button with a D counterbass, and a D diminished chord button with the G counterbass. Okay, now it sounds complicated, but it's not. What you're really playing here is a C diminished 7. What you're really playing here is a D minor 7, and here's simply a G7. I put that in smaller letters there. So we'll do the first 4 measures. C chord button with an E counterbass. Then an A diminished button with the thumb and an E flat bass. See that? Pinky, thumb. Then the D counterbass with an F major chord button. Then the G counterbass with the D diminished button. That's pinky, thumb, and that would be this. Remember, I'm the guy who teaches how to use all 5 fingers on the left hand. So when I do this, my hand stays right here. I don't go flying all around like a maniac like you see other people doing. See, the base of my hand stayed right there in that same spot. I didn't go jumping all around. All right? Now, the next 4 are C major, a G minor chord button with an E counterbass, an E diminished button with an A counterbass, and a D minor, and that repeats, okay? So let's take a look at that. C major, G minor with an E counterbass. That gives you an E minor 7 with a diminished 5 chord. I use those all the time. They're beautiful. Then an E diminished chord button with an A counterbass. And that gives you an A dominant 7. Then the D minor in the regular position. So let's do those 4 again. Again. So we will play this first line now, okay? I'll play the whole first line. You'll see how it sounds with just a light melody. See that? Again. All right. That was our first 8 measures. These are the actual buttons that you press in large letters. these are the actual chords that you're making, that you're creating here. I have those in smaller letters. So that was the first 8 measures. Now the first ending, it's basically just 2 verses. There's really no chorus here. All right, so we're going to do the first ending for our verse. Here we have a D minor, G dominant 7, a C major, then a quick C major with the B counterbass, C major chord button with an A counterbass, C major chord button with a G bass, a D7, that's easy. Then you have your D bass with your F chord button, but you're actually playing a D minor 7. And then you have your G dominant 7. Remember, it's hard for me to see this because it's backwards for me. Okay, let's run through this here. D minor, G dominant 7, C major, B counterbass with the C major chord button, A counterbass with the C major chord button, G bass with a C major chord button, then D7, dominant 7, then the D bass with the F major chord button, G dominant 7. All right, I'll start from the beginning and do these 2 lines of chords. That's what you're hearing, all right? This is not a difficult song. This is an easy, beautiful song. Okay, here we go. Okay, now let me just play the chords again. Let me just play the chords for that first version of the verse. Okay, again. This is the first verse. I didn't play the timing perfectly. I'm trying to stress the actual buttons that you hit, so don't worry about the timing. I'm just doing the progression, showing you the chords in the correct order, okay? Now, when you play the verse again, you just play the first 8 measures, okay? You play the first 8 measures for your second version, but then you play a different combination for your second verse, okay? You play a different combination at the end. So here we have an F chord button with the D bass, F minor chord button with the D bass. You have your C major, then your G minor chord button with an E counterbass, and you have your E diminished chord button with an A counterbass, and you have a D minor and a D minor with the C sharp counterbass, a D minor with the C bass, and you have your G7 with the B counterbass, and then your C. You end up on C. So this is the second group of chords that we're going to play in the second version of the verse. All right? So we have a D minor 7, then the D minor 7 with the diminished 5, C major, E minor 7 with the diminished 5, just like earlier, A dominant 7, just like earlier, then the D minor run, then the B counterbass with the G7 chord button. Do it again. Now I'll play the second verse with the melody, or I'll try. I don't play well. Lately I haven't been playing well at all. Okay, let's give it a shot. The second version of the verse, okay? Let's do it again, or try. Give it our best shot. I threw a little ending in there. You can play with this and make your own intro and your own ending, but I threw a little ending in there. That's a D minor 7. That's the F major chord button with the D bass. Then I go to the D flat counterbass with the D flat diminished button, and then C major, or C major 9. That would be the C major with the G chord button added. It's a C major 9 there. But anyway, the ending, that little ending I do is see, that's a beautiful, beautiful run. Excuse me. Once again, that's the C sharp or D flat counterbass, all right, with the D flat diminished chord button. And that's it. It's a simple, easy song, and I hope that wasn't too sloppy for you. I did the best I could. Thank you, and good night.